Good evening. Welcome to RupEng-News live on Channel Live.
Hello there. Very good evening indeed. I'm Shah Masquenes.
And I'm Dishan Boss. First, take a look at the headlines. Ranaviru Commemoration Month has been declared. The Electricity Board said that the propaganda claim of certain groups that the power tariff will not be reduced is false. Over 300,000 travellers arrived in the island during the first 2 months of this year. Sri Lanka's largest industrial gas production unit has been declared open in Sapagaskanda. A granite formation has been recorded from the Brazil Sea is likely to be a piece of an original continent.
On to the details now. A Ranaviru month has been declared from today to the 8th of June. The Ranaviru month was announced after the pinning of the first Ranaviru flag on President Mahinda Rajapaksa by the daughter of the late Major S.K. Udugama, who sacrificed his life on the 10th of March 2008. Relatives of war heroes presented a memento to the President appreciating his services to the country. The proceed of the sales of the Ranaviru flags last year was presented to the President by the provincial governors. Prime Minister D.M. Jayaratne, provincial governors, Presidential Secretary Lalit Weeratunga, Defence Secretary Gotabaya Rajapaksa and commanders of the three armed forces graced the occasion.
Community life has been greatly disrupted in several areas due to heavy inclement rain prevailing in the island. Minister Mahinda Amaravira said that a group of officials today paid an observation visit to the flood-affected areas in the Colombo district to inquire into the welfare of the Maroon people. The highest rainfall of 134 millimeters was reported from Colombo district. Flash floods played havoc in Colombo and suburban areas. Heavy rain was experienced in Gampaha, Kalutara and Monaragala districts as well as in the north of the island. The Disaster Management Centre said that 43 families have been affected by floods in the Colombo district alone. Disaster Management Minister Mahinda Amaravira has directed the authorities to provide relief for flood victims. He noted that the displaced people are still living in welfare camps as the flood waters are yet to recede in Gampaha and Colombo areas. Measures will be taken to provide relief to the affected people.
අමතැන්නුවන්ගේ කඳවුරු ප්‍රමාණයකුත් ඒ වගේම තවමත් ජලය බැස නොයෑම නිසා ජනතාවට විශාල කරදරයකට පත් වෙලා තිබෙන මේ ප්‍රදේශ අපි වරින් වර නිරීක්ෂණය කරමින් අවශ්‍ය සහයෝගයන් ලබා දෙනවා.
The Deputy Director of the Met Department, Anusha Varnasuri, informed the people that the showers with thunder could be expected in evenings. She warned that the people to be cautious on lightning. The Deputy Director of the Met Department, Anusha Varnasuri, said that a special feature of the inter-monsoon was the showers with thunder and lightning in the evening. Ice rain, tornadoes and heavy winds will occur during this period.
The Ceylon Electricity Board says that the propaganda claim of certain persons that the electricity bill will not be reduced is completely false. The Additional General Manager of the CEB, Bandula S. Tilakasena, said that details on reduced electricity tariff on the directions of the President were handed over to the Public Utility Commission. The electricity tariff has been revised since April this year. However, the President has directed the authorities to make adjustments to electricity tariff revision without burdening the ordinary people. Accordingly, there is no increase in electricity tariff up to the first 30 units and between 31 to 60 units. If consumers who use 90 units per month are used not more than 5 units as surplus in certain months, their electricity bill will be adjusted at the rate of 90 units. The full adjustment charge for consumers using up to 180 units of electricity is to be reduced by 25%. Accordingly, the Ceylon Electricity Board says that the relief announced by the President on the 1st of May will be implemented as it is in accordance with the agreement of the Public Utility Commission.
Well, the tourist arrivals in the island have increased by 7.7% in March this year. Tourism authorities said that around 100,000 travellers visited Sri Lanka during the month of March. According to official statistics, the number of travellers from Western countries and China has increased rapidly. 280,798 tourists visited the island during the first 2 months of this year. This was a 10.9% growth. The number of tourists from Western Europe has also increased by 10.5% in March. More travellers from Britain, Germany and France are visiting the island in an unprecedented manner. The growth of tourist arrivals from Eastern Asia has recorded a growth of 12.1%.
Sri Lanka has come to praise an European Tuna Commission and the Indian Ocean Commission for not engaging in illegal fishing. Sri Lanka's fish export has increased up to 48% at present. Sri Lanka is planning to boost deep-sea fishing and double tuna exports by the year 2015 with the help of new vessels from Japan and China. The growth of the country's fisheries industry is 50%. Sri Lanka took measures to sternly implement laws imposed by the European Union for engaging in fisheries industry in international territorial waters. The European Union and the Indian Ocean Commission constantly monitor fishing in the Indian Ocean. Progress achieved by Sri Lanka in the fisheries industry was highly rated at the European Tuna Commission conference held in Mauritius Island recently. The country's deep-sea fish production was at a level of 69% and the shallow-sea production was at 109%. Addressing a media conference in Colombo today, Minister Rajitha Senaratne said that Sri Lanka will get assistance of the countries in the region to grow fish production. He added that a Chinese company will bring 4 fishing trawlers to the island within the next few weeks. They will bring more fishing vessels and it will get Sri Lankan registration and the logo. These trawlers will fish in the Indian Ocean to catch more fish with the aim of exporting it. This will help to increase the fish export income from $250 million US to $500 million US, he said.
Sri Lanka's largest industrial gas production unit set up in Sapakaskanda was declared open recently. The total investment was in the region of 1.3 billion rupees. The air separation unit was set up by Ceylon Oxygen Company Limited. Its production capacity per day is 64 tons of oxygen, nitrogen and argon. Special feature of the unit is the ability to produce liquid argon. The company says that this will help to save much needed foreign exchange as the country has to import argon. Ceylon Oxygen is the leading industrial and medical gas supply in the country since 1936. Minister Basit Rajapaksa and the German ambassador in Sri Lanka, Egon Mohard, were present at the opening ceremony.
Well, the World Health Organization has set the 8th of May each year as the World Thalassemia Day. The National Thalassemia Center reiterates that the responsibility of each and every couple expecting to get married is not to give birth to a thalassemia child. Thalassemias are a diverse group of genetic blood diseases. It is the most common inherited single gene disorder in the world. The nature of the disease is the failure to supply oxygen from blood to tissues of the body. This disease was identified for the first time in the countries like Cyprus, Malaysia and Indonesia. There was a suspicion that this disease was spread by traders who travelled through the Silk Route and the group headed by Prince Vijaya who arrived in the island. There was a belief that the spread in the disease in the northwestern province was this group had entered in the island from that direction. Thalassemia has 2 parts called alpha and beta. Beta thalassemia is widely evident in Sri Lanka. People with a minor difference in genes are thalassemia carriers. There is no effect from single carrier to others. But a thalassemia carrier mother married to a similar carrier will give birth to a thalassemia baby. Symptoms of the disease will appear after 4 to 5 months of such births. Symptoms of the disease are the destroying of red blood cells and the hemoglobin, jaundice, slow growth in puberty and enlarged spleen, liver and heart as well as bone problems. After diagnosing disease, it is essential for every ailing child to undergo blood transfusion and they should be given drugs to remove ferrous deposited in the blood. Otherwise, they will have to die prematurely. The government spends 350 million rupees to treat of thalassemia patients annually. The National Thalassemia Center at Kurunegala Hospital is fulfilling a great task by rehabilitating patients to institutionalize them. any person can undergo thalassemia blood test at this centre or any other government hospital. The Thalassemia Centre says that every couple should undergo premarital test compulsorily. Thalassemia Day National Programme was held at the National Thalassemia Centre at Kurunegala Teaching Hospital today.
Meanwhile, Speaker Chamal Rajapaksa has said that the parliamentarians should set an example to the people. He added that he has to educate certain MPs on the parliamentary traditions and standing orders. The Speaker made these observations when he answered an interim question raised by UMP MP Sajid Premadasa in the parliament today. MP Sajid Premadasa said that he would like to bring to the notice of the Speaker about the action taken to halt the purchasing of paddy from farmers after the new year.
ඔබතුමාගේ අවධානය යොමු කරනවා ස්ථාවර නියෝගය මොකද මට පොඩ්ඩක් බලන්න 25 කරු කතානායකතුමනි අද අපේ රටේ වී මිලදී ගැනීම සම්පූර්ණයෙන්ම නතර කරලා සිංහල අලුත් අවුරුද්දෙන් පස්සේ
Speaker Chamal Rajapaksa said that he is going to conduct a class on how to ask interim questions when raising point of order. He noted that the MP's question is not a point of order. MPs should learn on how to honor the chambers. Standing orders had been devised for everyone to obey. Children in the gallery are looking at our conduct, he further said. Opposition leader Ranil Wickremesinghe said that MP Sajid Premadasa has raised an important question. He noted that the government should have been given an answer to it. Leader of the House, Dimon Siripal De Silva, said that there is a system to raise interim questions. The opposition leader knows this system. Therefore, he should educate the MP on how to ask questions on national importance in accordance with the parliamentary traditions. Speaker Chamal Rajapaksa said that the question was important, but it is good that it was raised at a proper time and a proper manner. UMP MP P. Harris noted that the Agriculture Minister knows very well that the cannabis cultivation is completely banned in the country. He accused the Agriculture Ministry for distributing cocoa plants that used to produce cocaine on a large scale. Minister Mahinda Yapa said that the Sri Lankans have so far not identified plants called cocaine. It is a question as to how the MP had identified it. MPP Harrison asked as to whether this cultivation was launched by the minister to continue it as a business following his retirement from politics. Meanwhile, Minister Mahinda Yapa said that he suspects the MP has a good knowledge on this cultivation. He is a good cocaine farmer, the minister further added.
In other stories, preliminary plans have been devised on an Asian Youth Sports Festival to be held in Hambantota in the year 2017. Presidential Secretary Lalith Weeratunga is the chairman of the organising committee. A discussion on the preliminary plans was held at the Presidential Secretariat at Colombo yesterday. More attention was focused on the task of various institutions towards the organizational activities of the Asian Youth Sports Festival. A growth in all fields in Sri Lanka is anticipated to coincide with the sports festival. Sportsmen and women of 45 countries are scheduled to participate at the festival. Discussions were also centered on air travel and lodging facilities, as well as on how to arrange exhibition stalls depicting Sri Lanka. Sports Ministry Secretary Anuraja Vikrama, President of the National Olympic Committee, Hemasiri Fernando, and officials were present.
The case relating to a false news item relating to Sri Lanka RupEng Corporation published in the Sunday Lanka newspaper has been settled. On the 18th of July 2010, Sunday Lanka newspaper has published a false news item under the headline telecasting of the Sun's dramas twice when there was a queue for other teledramas. Sri Lanka RupEng Corporation has filed a case at Nugekoda District Court demanding 100 million rupees as damages caused to the corporation by publishing the false news item. The newspaper has published another news item expressing its regret on the previous item on the 31st of March 2013. This case was settled today on agreement of both parties. President's counsel Priyantha Jayawardena appeared for the petition on the instructions of attorney at law Neelakanthi Vijayakorn.
Ranaviru Real Star Operation 3 is being presented with several novel features. This was revealed at a media conference held in Colombo yesterday. This was a concept mooted by the Defence Secretary Gotabaya Rajapaksa. 12 finalists were introduced yesterday. This was the first military reality program in the world which has directed the reality television art towards new vistas. The aim is to bring before the world of discipline of sensitive artists behind the weapon before and after humanitarian operation. Running the Real Star Operation 1 and 2 had been able to attract a record of audience. Several new experiences will be presented in the Operation 3. Additional Secretary of the Ministry of Defence and Urban Development Rohan Senaviratne, Director General of the Media Centre for National Security Lakshman Hulugalla, RupEng Corporation Chairman Mohan Samaranayaka and officials attended the meeting.
The government takes measures to standardize vehicle repair centres, including garages. Workers at the centres are to be given systematic training. The aim is to direct people to use vehicles with proper standards. The Department of the Commissioner of the Motor Traffic is now engaged in the listing of vehicle repair and maintenance centres. Necessary information is to be obtained from divisional secretaries. The department has focused attention on training of vehicle smoke inspectors. This was revealed at a media conference held in Colombo today. The Commissioner General of Motor Traffic S.H. Harishchandra said that the motor vehicles and the three-wheelers were the main air polluters due to the failure to maintain it at a proper time. Vehicle emission testing is now being implemented countrywide. Licenses will not be issued for vehicles without proper standards on smoke emissions. Stringent legal action will be taken against emission testing centres which are issuing forged emission certificates. Legal action will be taken to control the emissions of smoke from vehicles as it is harmful for human body and the environment. Commissioner General of Motor Traffic S.H. Harishchandra and officials attended the media conference.
The dredging at Kankasandure port has been completed with the Indian assistance. This has helped to expedite future development at the port. DCI Institute of India has carried out the dredging project after cleaning the Kankasandure harbour. Development activities of the port has been disrupted due to the depositing of debris of ships blown off by Tiger terrorists during the period of war. A sum of $25 million was spent for the dredging activities carried out under 4 stages. It was completed yesterday. It took 15 days to complete the final stage. Special vessel brought from India was used to carry out dredging. A special ceremony was held yesterday to mark the completion of the port dredging. A report on this project was handed over to the Managing Director of the Sri Lanka Ports Authority, Captain Nihal Kappetipola, by the Indian High Commissioner of Sri Lanka, Ashok K. Kantha. Kankasandure port is to be developed as a leading commercial harbour in the island.
Meanwhile, an ice rain was reported in Bandaravela and Thiethalava areas this afternoon. A correspondent said that the ice rain was continued for 5 minutes in Bandaravela and Thiethalava today. The ice rain experiencing in upcountry once or twice per year is not a new thing for Sri Lanka. The Met Department said that such a weather pattern could be experienced during the inter-monsoon period.
And we move on to the trading details of the Colombo Stock Exchange for today.
A very good evening and welcome to the Sports News with me, Jared Bronzo. Nadika Lakmali has won a gold medal in the second stage of the women's javelin throw at the Asian Grand Prix athletic meet today at the Chonburi Stadium in Thailand. Nadika Lakmali has clinched the gold by throwing the javelin to a distance of 55.99 meters. In the first stage of the Asian Grand Prix held in Bangkok, she won the event by throwing the javelin to a distance of 56.83 meters. A 22-member team from Sri Lanka is participating in the Grand Prix. Kasun Seniratne has won a silver medal in the 400-meter event today. Sportsmen and women from several powerful countries in Asia, including China and Japan, are participating in the Asian Grand Prix athletic meet.
Thank you very much, Jonathan. With that, we wrap up today's bulletin of RupEng News. Thanks a lot for watching us.
Good night. Bye.